What's up everybody, and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to go over the concept of components. We did touch on it briefly in some of the previous videos, but they are one of the most important parts of creating a front-end application. It's really what allows you to make your code modular and reusable. It keeps everything organized. For example, as you can see in our app component, which is your root component, we have two things going on. We have a container for our products and a cart. You can already see that the app component is getting a little bit bigger. And as you add more things to it, you can really see that it would just get overwhelming. There'd just be too much going on in it. So when you think of components, think of them as a tree. The app.svelte component is going to be your root component. That's where you start your application. And then you're going to branch off of that. And a good example of that would be your layout. You could have a header, then your content, which would be the body of your website or your application. And then you'd also have your footer, which would be all the links that people put on the bottom of their website. And then in your content, you can have various different components. You can have a modal, you can have your products, product card, and you can further break these down. And you can really get into having just a lot of different components that each main component can use, such as an input component, a button component, and then you can reuse like your input and your button throughout the entire application, and it'll give your whole application just a more uniform feel, but it'll also break it down so that the code can be reused throughout the whole application. All right, so now that we know what a component is and why we want to use them, let's break our application down into some smaller components, try to clean up this app component a little bit. So for me, I like to put my components folder into my lib folder. This is a personal preference. You'll see some people throw the components folder into the source folder. You'll also see some people that just put all of their components just as files in the source folder. You can really put your components anywhere you want. You just have to be able to reference them within the code. So you just have to know where they live when you're importing them. So for me, I'm going to have the components folder inside of my lib folder, as you can see here. We'll create a new file. Let's call it cart.svelte. And inside of this, we'll have a script tag. And what we're going to do is we are going to grab this div here that is labeled cart. We're going to cut that out and we're going to paste it into the HTML part of our component. We are going to need a let cart equal empty array. And we are also going to need a const handle delete function so that it doesn't error out the application. What am I doing here? Const handle delete equals function. And for now, let's just handle console.log delete, just so that it has something in it. So now if we save that, and what we'll do is we will import it into our app.svelte. So we do import cart from, and this is where it's important to know where your components are because you have to reference them inside of these quotation marks. So for us, we're going to do .lib/components/cart.svelte, and that's what'll access it. So your / basically means that it's accessing something within the same folder that the component you're using is. If you need to go up a folder, you would do .. and that'll allow you to go up and you can continue to climb the tree. So now that we have the cart imported, let's put it back into our main. So in order to reference a component that you're importing, it looks very similar to HTML. So you're going to open an element, and if you do cart, and we can do a self-closing. So if we hit save here, you now have your cart here. So if we comment this out and save it, you can see it goes away. So that's how you import a component, and it makes it just very easy. We could do the same thing. So if we create a new file and we do products.svelte, and then we do the same thing. We have a script tag, and then we'll cut this out of here. Put this in here. So we need to do the same thing. We'll grab the products container from here. And for the products, we want to grab our styles. So let's just grab all the styles. We'll throw them at the bottom of this file. And then in here, you do need your handle cart so it doesn't error out. So const handle add to cart equals So for now, I just created a function within the component handle add to cart, gave it its ID. It's going to console.log the ID. So let's import that into here. So import products from ./lib/components/products.svelte. So if we save this, you can see that it's not there. If we put this here, you can see that it does come back. So that's a very basic, quick overview on how to break your application down into components, import the components, add the components into your various places. And you will see that we did break some of the functionality of our application. Like you can no longer delete items from your cart. You can no longer add items to your cart. So what that requires is a concept called props, where you can pass items between components, which we will go over in the next video. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, and subscribe on the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.